Okay. And which are the different failures possible in knuckle joint?
Crushing, tensile, and shearing.
Okay. So let's say one by one. We talk about knuckle joint, different dimensions of knuckle joint. These are the dimensions we discuss. Then we talk about different failures possibilities in different parts of the knuckle joint. Like we talk about rod failure, in which the tensile failure is there. Then knuckle pin failure, the shear failure. Then bending failure. Then failure of the eye rod. You can say single eye or rod indentation. Okay. Then it's failure in a shearing, failure of the eye rod in crushing. So we talk about failure of eye, single eye, you can say, in tension, shearing, and crushing. Then failure of fork end in tension, failure of fork end in shear, and failure of fork end in crushing. So we seen about talk about fork end failures, tensile, compressive, crushing, and shearing. Then single eye end failure, tensile, crushing, and shear failure. Also pin failure, which is due to shear failure and a bending failure. These are the different failures we discuss in an upper joint. Also, I given you one numerical. I remember. Have you solved that? Yes. Have you solved that? Hello. Hello. Have you solved this numerical? Yes or no? Am I audible? Hello. अरे आवाज येतोय का?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if not solved, then say no. Now, why are you wasting time? Okay, so this numerical was given. I hope the same numerical was there. Is it same numerical?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Design a knuckle joint transmitted 150 kilonewton load. So load applied is 150 kilonewton, and we need to design this under stresses like tensile stress is 75 MPa. Then in shear it is 60 MPa, and in compression it is 150 MPa. This is the product separately given, and we need to design different dimensions of the knuckle joint. So we'll follow same procedure. I hope you saw along with me now. Okay. You need to solve. So yes, what is first step from given data we have to write? And so P is 150 kilonewton, sigma T is 75, then tau is 60, and sigma C is 150 MPa. Okay. So as we know, the joint is designed by considering various methods of failure, as discussed below. First one is failure of solid rod, that is rod end tension. Can anyone tell me formula for this? Yes.
So pi by 4 d square.
Okay. So all of you use the formula sigma T is equal to pi by 4 into d square. That is P upon that, P upon area, and area is pi by 4 into d square. So sigma T is known. Tell me value of d value. Yes, all of you.
50.4.
Yes, how much?
50.4.
50.4. Any other answer?
Sir, same. Only we do it 52 mm.
52. Any other? Hey, why are you getting different answers?
Sir, it's 50.46, but we convert it into 52, sir. We take even next even number.
So we can see this is our formula, and solve this all values, that is P 150 into 3 diameter. We need to find out sigma T is known to us. Put that values so that we'll get value of D as, yes. Are you getting same answer? This 50.4 mm, approximately you can say 52 mm. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is 50.4. We take it is 52. Okay. Instead of 50 by considering standard shaft diameters. Okay. Now, once you get D, what will be your next task? Can you think about this?
Dimensions.
Which dimension? So, yes, we talk about this in the previous also. I remember that. We are going to select some standard dimensions. Okay. Now tell me which dimensions we can find out next. This is about rod diameter.
Vertical
What are the
pin.
next diameters? Next dimensions, yes. अरे काय find करू शकतो आपण? Yes, please.
Vertical pin diameter of I.
Diameter of I end. Then inner diameter, outer diameter. Next, diameter of the collar of the pin. Next, pin
Thickness
diameter.
of collar.
Thickness.
Thickness of
Fork.
fork.
Thickness of the
Pin
collar, thickness of the eye
Collar.
end, and thickness of the
Thickness of
fork
single
end.
eye.
Single eye and double eye. Okay, good. So all this we need to find out, and we'll assume some standard dimensions. I request you to write one by one these things. Okay. So first one is diameter of knuckle pin. Now notations, whatever we followed, that we need to take. What notation we take for pin? Remember last dimensions? This it will be different here because I copy paste some other. Yes, please. What is diameter of knuckle pin notation? Whether it is D1 only in our case.
It's a D1.
Okay, so D1 is equal to D we take. So what we assume diameter of rod is same as diameter of knuckle pin. It is 52 mm. So you write this. Note on this. Next one. Yes, outer diameter of the eye, that is D2, because inside diameter of the eye is equal to what? How much? What is inside diameter of the eye? Right? For eye end, either it is single eye or double eye, what is inside diameter? Notation. Yes, please. Inside diameter. It is D1 only, na?
Yes.
You remember this diagram? You can see this single eye end. Okay, this one is your pin diameter, pink one. This one is your pin diameter. I'm saying this one. So this diameter is same as a single eye diameter. That is inside diameter of single eye as well as fork end. You can see this one is a fork region. This one is a single eye region. Again, this is fork end. Okay. So in all cases, in all means in both cases, that is the single eye as well as the fork end. Inner diameter is same as diameter of the pin, and that is D1. So D1 we find out, which was nothing but a inside diameter of the eye end as well as the inside diameter of the fork end. Though no need to find separately. D1 is common for them, and then outside diameter of the single eye end as well as the outside diameter of the fork end we can find out, and that is nothing but D2. And we assume D2 as twice D. If it is 52, this will be 104 mm. Clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now next, we find out these diameters. Next will be, you can see diameter of the knuckle pin and collar. I told you we have three diameters. One is knuckle pin diameter, then outside diameter of the eye, or you can say yes, outside diameter of the eye. Inside diameter is same as knuckle pin, and third one is diameter of the knuckle pin collar. You can say here it is D3. So that diameter is more than D2 also. So we take it as approximately. Sorry, the diameter is not more than D2, but it's more than D1. So it is 1.5 times D, and this one is twice D. Here it is 1.5 times D. So approximately it is 1.5 into 52, which is equal to 78 mm. So clear it all. Up to the diameter
Yes,
of
sir.
knuckle pin we find out. So three diameters we find out D1, D2, D3 from D. So we first find out D. With respect to D, we determine D1, D2, D3. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what remaining is thicknesses. So first one is thickness of single eye. That we assume, I think A or B we assume. You can remember. What the notation was? आठवते का?
B assume केलं होतं sir.
So B.
Yes,
We can
sir,
write
B.
B or we can write T also. Okay, we can write B. Let's say, but if we assume, and that is equal to 1.25 times D. So 1.25 times D. This calculation gives value of 65 mm. Okay. Then what? Which thickness remaining now?
Fork.
This is single eye end. Next, we need to find out fork end thickness. Okay. So thickness of fork is 0.75 times D. It is half of this. No, we just take 0.75. So T1 is equal to 0.75 times D, that is 4 pin thickness. Just find out all of these things. Just get these things. Wrote down these values. We can also take it as twice. Means what we assume here. This T1 and T relation is T is equal to twice T1. Are you getting what I'm saying? Hello? T is equal to twice T1. That also you can assume. So even though it is 39, but we take it as 40. Just we need to check whether it is safe or not. Whatever we are assuming, at the end we are going to check is it safe or not. If it is safe, then we are going to pick the values. Otherwise, we'll change their values. We'll redesign it. So up to this it is completed. We find out all dimensions. One more remaining. If you remember what it is. One thickness remaining.
Thickness of collar.
That's what. The thickness of collar, or we can say pin head, and T2 it is 0.5 times D. So approximately it is 26 mm. 0.5 is half of that. So these are the dimensions we derived with reference to standard values and with reference to diameter D, that's diameter of the solid rod. And we assume solid rod is under a tension. I hope it is completed till now. Okay. Now we need to check whatever we find out dimension, whether that dimension is safe or not. The D1, D2, D3, T, T1, and T2, all these are okay for whether it is safe, will it sustain that particular load, or it get fails. That we need to check. So this is also one approach of design. First assume some dimensions and then check whether it is safe or not. The first one now. Let's say consider failure of knuckle pin in a shear. So we know that knuckle pin diameter is D1 and the stress here is shearing stress, that is tau, and the load applied is P. But why it is twice? You know that formula. Why it is twice? Because two shearing areas are there. The knuckle pin failure we discussed in last lecture. So it is twice. Okay. By putting this, what you get from this, tell me now. Will we get D1 in this case? Hello?
Sure.
What we find out from this? There are two unknown data, two unknown things here, T1 and tau. What we find out now, like I said, this numerical we solved till now. Find yes,
Shear.
Shear stress.
shear stress. Because see, if in the last step we are not calculated D1, D1 assume kela nasta, तर काय केलं आपण? If not find out D1, then we'll find out D1, yes or no? Because permissible stress is how much? 75 MPa. So sorry, 75 not 65, 60. So in that case, if I take 60 here, tau as 60, then I get D1. But what I am doing now, I am doing reverse thing. I am putting value of D1. I am checking whether the stress is induced is safe or not. How much permissible stress is? Tau, the value of tau. Sigma T is 75, tau is 60, and sigma C is 150. So check for that. Let's get value of tau. Tau is 35.3 MPa. So what happened? Is it safe or not? Is it safe or not?
Safe, sir.
Yes, it is safe.
Safe.
Okay, so your pin will not fail in a shearing. By if you take D1 is equal to how much? How much if you take?
52.
52. That's what. So your we check for shear failure in knuckle pin. Likewise, check for different stresses. So we'll find out now. Yes, single eye end. For a single eye end, we know there are three stresses: sigma T, tau, and sigma C. The areas already we discussed. So find out this. Are you writing this? Are you writing this?
Yes, sir.
So not on this. If it is not, if it is fast, tell me. But take time and complete this procedure. It should be there should be a clear notes with you for each component design. Completed till now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now tell me value of sigma T in this case. Yes. Good value of advances. Yes.
44.
44.37.
44.38.
44.3. Okay. 44.3. Yes. 44.48. Again, it is safe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So our signal eye, or you can say rod end, is safe in a which failure?
Tension.
Tensile failure. It will not fail when there is sigma t permissive stress applied up to how much value? Of course, how much?
75.
75. It is safe. Okay. Then get next one. That is failure of the eye end or rod end in tension. Sorry, in
Rod
sharing.
in share.
Sharing. Sorry. Get value of sharing stress. Tau.
Sir, same value. 44 point,
How much?
44.4. Same value.
0.38.
Same value. 44. Or another value or same value?
Same value, sir.
Yes, it is. 44.4. So again, sharing also, is it safe? Yes, it is. Because 60 value is permissible value. Next one, likewise, we find out different values. I request you, I'll show you all values, then you can complete that. Again, we check under pressing. For same, that is for single eye only. We check for each component. We check for knuckle pin, under a shear. We are now checking for single eye, in a tension, a shear, and now in pressing. Get different values of sigma c. Check, let's check it. Sigma c. How much? Put values. Again, same or different value?
44.37.
They're about same, na? Nearly same, I'm saying. 44.3, 44.4 means nearly same.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how much sigma c is? 44.4. Next one is figure of fork end. Again, in the same, we find out sigma t, tau, and sigma c. Now, I'm not going to show you values. You just find out all and then tell me values. Formulas, I hope you remember. Let's check. So complete. Find out values of sigma t, sigma that is sigma t, tau, and sigma c for a fork end during tension, sharing, and compression. Formulas, I hope you have written that in the last section. So I want answers from different one. You just try it. I'll just come to one by one. सगळ्यांना समजलं काय फाइंड करायचे? For a fork end, we have to find out sigma t, tau, and sigma c. Formulas will be known to you. The last session I told you the values and all formulas. Let's do it. Yes, answers.
36.
36.9.
Which value?
36.05.
Which value?
Intention.
Sigma t.
Sigma t.
Wait, I'll just take one by one. Yes, Ayush, can you tell me any value? Ayush Davade.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sigma t value. Others continue for sigma tau and that is tau and sigma c. I'll ask to anyone.
Same.
Yes, Ayush. अरे फाइंड केली का? Yes or no?
नाही केली आहे सर. माझं कॅल्सी ऍक्च्युली ते सेल डाऊन झालंय त्याच्यामुळे बंद पडलंय.
एक दिवस सेल नाही टाकायचं त्याला.
सर एक करतो सर एक याच्यावर फोन मध्ये करतो.
अरे ठीक आहे. हे पहा हे असले रिझल्ट नको या. अजून अटेंड करू नका लेक्चर्स. कशाला अटेंड करतो? फॉर्मॅट साठी करू नका अटेंड लेक्चर्स. आकांक्षा.
Yes, sir.
व्हॅल्यू ऑफ सिग्मा टी
36.05.
आशिष सिग्मा टाउ व्हॅल्यू आशिष आता जे लेफ्ट करतील ना दोन जण आता लेफ्ट झाले विचारायला लागले काही ऑब्झर्व दे ना येस आशिष पाटील आहे का लेक्चर मध्ये? अरे माईक ऑन करा ना, काय प्रॉब्लेम मला म्यूट करायला अनम्यूट करायला. आशिष
Yes, sir.
हा हॅलो आशिष,
Sir.
तुला माझा आवाज येतोय का?
Sir.
हा, सो फाइंड आउट सेम आन्सर नॉट. वेळ नाही आपल्याला. अमोल चौगुले, आशिष दो दिवसा अदरवाइज अमोल. See, if you are not present, I will remove you from meeting. तसे पण काही लेफ्ट होतं.
Yes, sir.
आहे का लेक्चर मध्ये तुम्ही?
Oh, yes, sir.
करतोय फाईन नाही?
Sir, करतोय.
किती आला आन्सर? आहे कॅल्क्युलेटर आहे का? फॉर्म्युला नाही, काय नाही. अशा लोकांना लेक्चर करू नका रे. जर आपल्याला जर खरंच म्हणजे आपल्याला खरंच परत तेच सांग, ज्याला करायचं त्याने करा. अदरवाईज माझे कशाला एफर्ट वाया घालवतात. आता लेफ्ट करते बघतोय मला. अशरफ, आय थिंक यू आर सॉल्विंग.
आहे, मी सॉल्व्ह केलंय.
येस येस, डोंट टेल मी आन्सर. मला माहिती आहे कोण कोण सॉल्व करते, मला माहिती आहे. त्यांना विचारणं शक्यता नाहीये. बट आय रिमेंबर. अश्विना,
Sir.
येस, युअर आन्सर प्लीज.
36 point
Its value of what?
tau.
Which trace? Tau. Ashraf, your answer of tau?
36.05.
Okay. Deepak. Deepak Patil.
Sir, currently solving, sir. Just one
Which
minute.
value? Which value are finding now? अरे दीपक कसली व्हॅल्यू फाइंड करतो? जयेश शिंदे आहे का? जयेश आहे का?
हाँ सर.
येस, व्हॅल्यू ऑफ टाऊ. काय नाही तेवढं कॅल्सी नाही का? फॉर्म्युला माहित नाही, काय माहित नाही. मला बोलता ते सगळ्यांना विचारलं. मराठी कळतं का जयेश तुला?
हाँ सर.
मी काय विचारलं?
Value of tau.
येस ऑर नो सांग ना. सर मी करत नाहीये, माझं लक्ष नव्हतं, किंवा कॅल्क्युलेटर नाहीये, किंवा फॉर्म्युला आठवत नाहीये, किंवा नेटवर्कचा प्रॉब्लेम आहे, असं काही सांग ना. काय कारण सांगायचं? काय कारण काय आपल्याकडं? हॅलो,
हाँ करते.
रुणाल खरे,
Yes, sir.
your answer of sigma c.
Sir, I have found sigma t and now I'm solving for tau.
Okay. For tau, what formula we are using now?
P is equal to d2 minus d1 into twice t1 into tau.
Repeat please.
P is equal to d2 minus d1 into 2 t1 into tau.
Okay. Muskan, is it right what she is saying? Muskan,
Yes, sir.
formula what told by her is right or not?
Yes, sir. It's T2 minus T1 into 2. So it's
Your
right.
your answer of tau is?
36.05.
Have you found out for sigma c?
No, sir, not yet.
Continue please. Nakul,
Yes, sir.
you got value of sigma c?
Yes, sir.
How much it is?
36.98, sir.
36.98. Nitish,
Yes, sir.
answer
30. कसली sir?
sigma c.
36.075 Newton per mm square.
Okay. Pawan, Pawan Jadhav.
Yes, sir.
Tau answer?
Tau, sir, 36.05.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Sorry, yes.
हा टाव
बोल ना.
सांगितलं सर आन्सर टावचं 36.05 MPa.
ठीक आहे. पवन शिंदे प्रणव
येस सर.
प्रणव कुलकर्णी सांग बोलतो ना. प्रणव आहे का लेक्चर मध्ये?
येस सर. येस सर.
Now tell me which are the different stresses in a others. You do one thing now. See, till now we find out for 4 and 3 answers. Anything remaining now? Any stress you can find out?
No, sir.
Okay. Yes, Pranav.
Yes sir.
So we find out after sigma c.
Yes sir.
Okay. Your answer is?
Sir, sigma c is same as tau sir. 36.98 Newton per mm square.
And sigma t?
Sigma t is also same as tau sir. 36.98.
So all values are 36.98?
No sir.
Sir.
Sigma
Then?
c for single eye is 44.37.
I am asking about 4 can. For 4 can.
4 can. Oh yes sir. 4 can for all value of 4 can are same sir. 36.98.
We can see for tension it is 36. For shear it is how much?
For shear it
36?
is 30. Yes sir.
Yes. And for crushing also how much it is?
Same sir.
36.
36.
So what we come to know from this, we see that the induced stress are less than the given design stress. Hence, the design of the joint is safe. Clear it all?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This is simple design. Can be asked up to 6 marks or 10 marks can be asked. So I hope whatever I ask, most of the students are solving. Rarely some students are there who are not solving. I request you, please be in the lecture and please be attentive so that this will be helpful to you. I hope you completed design of knuckle joint. Most of you. Now next point is levers. Just see this picture and tell me what you observe in this. Everyone. Okay. Observe this carefully. Now what he is doing?
Moving.
Yes. Our heading is levers now. Just focus on heading so you get idea about that.
Lift the load.
Sir, the person is lifting large load with a small effort.
With small efforts.
Yes, sir. Because
He is saying, give me where. That is where to stand, and I will move the earth. But you understand on this? All of you heard about levers?
Yes, sir.
For what purpose levers are used? Basically, I'm talking about which lever, you know that. I hope you get idea. Array. Leverage.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about leverage concept? Levers, leverage. Mechanical. We are mechanical students. You are mechanical engineering students. You must have. You can see what he is trying to lift the earth with the help of one rod, and you can see he is applying effort at one end of the rod, while other end is below the earth. He is below the earth, and he is trying to lift that earth with one end. So that lever he is using, so one rod, we can say one lever he is using to lift that earth. Are you getting? Yes or no? So try to get idea about what levers are, where they are used, what are its applications. See, before going for design of anything, let's say quarter joint, knuckle joint, levers, we must have clear idea about what that thing is doing basically, where it is applied. That's why this picture is very important to get idea about levers and its concepts, its applications. Basically, when I am going to introduce the levers, we can say the basic diagram of the lever will be like this. So lever includes a stiff structure. That's what we can say rod, or we can say lever, which rotates around a fixed point. And the point about which, or you can say around which that structure, that lever rotates, is called a fulcrum. So I told you what is lever. Lever is a stiff structure that rotates around a fixed point called the fulcrum. So fulcrum, clear it all? And the lever was basic introduction to this. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now all of you tell me, Have you used anywhere up till now levers? Have you used lever concept or leverage concept in your daily life, real life? तुम्ही कधी यूज केलंय का रे लिव्हरेज कन्सेप्ट यूज केलाय का? लोक आपण तिकडे पण कळले नाही लिव्हरेज काय, लिव्हर काय.
सीसॉ मध्ये असतं ते.
One more thing I told you many times. Actually, I'm not getting who is answering basically, so I'm not able to judge who are active students. Otherwise, I have to force some student to go out. So I request everyone when you are telling answer, at least for a few days, tell me your name and then tell me answers. Yes.
Muskan.
Okay, Muskan. You told about yes, right answer is in seesaw we observe leverage concept. Very good. Any other?
Sir, two-wheeler in gears.
Who is telling answers?
Deepak Patel.
Okay, Deepak, yes, please. Deepak, repeat your answer, please. Hello?
What, sir?
Are repeat your answer. I am not listening.
Sir, in gears in two-wheeler.
Gear मध्ये leverage असते का?
Maybe, sir.
Sir, in scissors.
Scissors, right, right. Next.
Sir, in order to open shop shutters, lever keys, we can use a lever key. For big showrooms, there is a lever key which with which we open the shutter of the shop.
Right. Very good. Any other? These are
Hand
the real
water
applications. Yes.
Hand
Okay,
pump.
yes.
Hand pump.
Repeat, please. Hello.
Hand water pump.
Hand water pumps. Hand pumps. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hand pumps. Yes.
Or bull engine.
कुकरचं झाकण सर.
कुकरचं झाकणमध्ये आपण leverage. Is it a lever in that case? The lever आहे का?
फिक्स लिव्हर नाही फक्त ते.
Yes.
फिक्स्ड नाहीये त्याचं फुलक्रम.
अरे कुकरचं जे त्याच्यामध्ये बोलतोय लीड झाकण त्याला बोलतोय त्याच्यामध्ये लिव्हरेज कन्सेप्ट आहे का? हे बघ लक्षात घे. एखादी गोष्ट आहे आता कुकरचं तू झाकणाबद्दल बोलतोय म्हणजे त्याला असं वाटतं की त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण तो एक स्ट्रक्चर आहे त्याला ते फिक्स पकडायला ते लिव्हरेज आहे का? एनी एफर्ट यू आर अप्लाइंग विथ द हेल्प ऑफ दॅट whether it is reducing our efforts, is it applied about some point called the fulcrum point? Can you rotate that structure around that point?
No.
So it is not a fulcrum, it is not a lever, I think.
Okay, sir.
Any other, please?
Sir,
बोला
handbrake.
ना सगळ्यांना. आणि
Sir,
परत
handbrake.
नाव सांगा तुमचं नाव सांगा प्लीज त्याशिवाय कळणार नाही तुमचं.
Sir, Nishit Subedar. Handbrake.
Hand brake. Yes, hand brake lever, yes. Good. Next.
Sir, Shantanu Gamble, stepler.
Stapler, very good. Very good. Means you are understanding, yes. Yes.
Sir, pliers.
Bottle opener.
Pliers.
Bottle openers are also, yes, it's hand lever, you can see, yes, right. Yes.
Sir, in garage for taking out the wheel from the rim, taking out the tire from the wheel rim.
Yes. It is also leverage, yes, very good. Next.
Sir, Shlok, railway signals. Lever used in railway signals.
Yes. Good. प्रत्येकाला एक सांगा मला बऱ्याच लोकांनी सांगितलं म्हणजे तुम्हाला कळलं याचा अर्थ आणि हे पहा त्याशिवाय आपली इंजिनिअरिंग असं थेरॉटिकल स्टडी करून काय फायदा नाही. जर तुम्हाला कळलं नाही आपण पहिल्यांदा ऍप्लिकेशन कळलं पाहिजे नंतर तुम्ही डिझाईन करू शकता. आता एवढी तुम्ही ऍप्लिकेशन सांगितले ना त्याच्यापैकी तुम्ही एक जरी डिझाईन करू शकले देन आय एम सेइंग ओके आय एम हॅपी ऍट द एंड ऑफ दिस स्टडी. ओके ज्यांनी सांगितलं तरी सांगा तुला पटकन.
Sir, electrical board switches.
Electrical door switches. Switch means you are talking about electrical switch.
Yes, sir.
You have to think about the working basically. Then inside that what happens? Of course, there is switch. I have to think about it. Maybe inside that there is a leverage concept.
Sir,
You
there
just
is
see this diagram of this. Yes.
spring mechanism is there, sir, in switch.
Spring mechanism. कशामध्ये?
In switches, electrical switch.
That's what I'm talking about. हे लक्षात घ्या. आता जी स्क्रीनवर तुमची डायग्राम जी आहे ना दिसते सगळ्यांना काय आहे? एकदम सिंपल डायग्राम आहे समजून घ्या लिव्हरेज काय. तिथे काय केलं लक्षात घ्या. हा जो डाऊनवर्ड एरो आहे दिसतोय का? स्क्रीन दिसते सगळ्यांना.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
हा डाऊनवर्ड एरो जो आहे ना हा काय तुमचा एफर्ट आहे. समजतंय का? इथं तुम्ही फोर्स लावताय आणि तुमचा हा जो अपवर्ड एरो आहे हा काय तुमचा आउटपुट आहे. समजतंय का? हॅलो.
Yes, sir.
हा तुमचा आउटपुट आहे आणि इन बिटवीन काय लिव्हरेज आहे. लिव्हर आहे मीन्स यू आर अप्लाइंग फोर्स हिअर and due to this fulcrum point, you are getting output from this point, and this is called leverage concept. I'll show you one more examples. Anyone want to talk about this leverage concept? Examples in other, otherwise we will go for next.
सर वेट मशीन मध्ये पण असू शकतं का ते?
वेट मशीन कोणतं वेट? भरपूर वेट मशीन
म्हणजे ते आपले ट्रेडिशनल वेट मशीन जे असतात.
येस येस येस, तिथं आहे ना रे लिव्हरच आहे ना तो. हे तुझं डायग्राम पाहिलं तो पहिल्यांदा तू याच्याबद्दल बोलतोय किराणा मालाच्या दुकानात असं त्याबद्दल बोलतोय ना. हा ते आहे ना 100% लिव्हर तिथं असतोच ना लिव्हर. पाहिलं तुम्ही
सर बॉटल ओपनर लिव्हर होऊ शकतोय?
येस इट इज. कारण का सांग बॉटल ओपनर का लिव्हर होतोय? कारण तुम्ही एका साईडला काय करता फोर्स लावता बरोबर ना.
येस सर.
आणि तुमचं आउटपुट कुठे भेटतं तुम्हाला? बॉटल ते झाकण जे आहे ते ओपन होते तुम्हाला आउटपुट भेटते. समजतंय का?
हो येस सर येस सर.
म्हणून तो लिव्हर. हे तुम्ही हा विचार तुम्ही केला पाहिजे तो लिव्हर होऊ शकतो का? तो कधी होऊ शकतो? ते काहीतरी इनपुट आहे, ते काहीतरी आउटपुट भेटतंय आणि एका पर्टिक्युलर पॉईंटला तुम्ही फोर्स अप्लाय करा. ज्या पॉईंटला अप्लाय करतो त्याला फल्क्रम पॉईंट, किंवा ज्या पॉईंटला अबाउट करतो त्याला फल्क्रम पॉईंट. समजतंय का?
येस सर येस सर.
त्याने अदर
सर पेपर कटर.
पेपर कटर म्हणजे सांगा कोणतं?
कात्री सर.
सीझर 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 येस सीझर इज लिव्हर आहे. येस.
Sir, chopsticks.
आय एम नॉट गेटिंग. येस
Sir, chopsticks.
चॉपस्टिक्स.
Yes.
त्याला कसं म्हणू शकतो आपण लिव्हर?
Yes, sir.
त्याला आपण कसं म्हणू शकतो लिव्हर?
सर ते 2 स्टिक असतात ते आपण हातात पकडतो आणि खालच्या साईडला त्याला एफर्ट देतो ना. फॉर एक्झाम्पल नूडल्स उचलण्यासाठी वगैरे.
आवाज कमी होतो तुमचा.
हा सर 2 स्टिक असतात ना. फॉर एक्झाम्पल आपण नूडल्स पिकअप करण्यासाठी ते 2 स्टिक्स यूज करतो ना.
Yes, yes, yes. Liver or not? Okay. You are getting output at the end and you are applying some force. Right, it is. It will be liver. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll show you some examples now. Just go through this now. Okay, so I talk about lever. What is lever? A bar that is free to move about a fixed point. Very simple example. Very simple definition. A bar that is free to move about a fixed point is called lever. And there are 3 parts of the lever. One is fulcrum, one is effort arm, and the resistance arm. Fulcrum is nothing but a fixed point of a lever. And what is effort arm? I will show you this one now. You can see. You just see this diagram carefully. Here, this intelligent guy, what he is doing now? Why I am saying intelligent? Because he is using leverage concept. He knows that concept. He is mechanical engineer. He knows that leverage. He is not using traditional approach to get some output. So he is using some lever. Now I will talk about 2 things. One is fulcrum point. What is fulcrum point? Now tell me. I just told you. What is fulcrum point? By observe this diagram and tell me. This one. This one is fulcrum point. What is fulcrum? Hello. सांगा रे समरी सांगा. का डेफिनेशन पाठ करून सांगा मला. का fulcrum बद्दल काय कळलं सांगा. I told
So
you.
it is a fixed point where 2 sides oscillate.
Oscillate, or you can say around which that point that lever can rotate, or you can say oscillate. Now, what is effort arm? There are 2 arms basically in a lever. Lever is you can say separate out by 2 terms. One is effort arm, other one is a resistance arm. So what is the effort arm? This one you can say. This one is effort arm. Yes.
Where we put effort.
Where we apply effort.
Input is provided.
Yes. The side of the arm, side of the lever, on the side on which we are applying efforts, we are applying load. We are putting load. So that side is effort arm, and the opposite side is resistance arm. So that side gets lifted. I hope a good example is yes, seesaw. Have you seen? Have you used that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So seesaw, there is leverage concept is used. Okay. So effort arm. Okay, if you want to see the theory here, the part of the lever that the effort force is applied, that is measured from fulcrum to the point at which force is applied. So if you want to calculate distance of the fulcrum effort arm, it is from fulcrum point to the point at which force is applied. Similarly, resistance arm is there, the part of the lever that applies the resistance force, resisting force. And of course, we are going to measure it from the fulcrum point to the center of the resistance force. So in this case, if I show you, tell me, see here. Up to here. Are you getting what I am saying? Up to here. Why up to here only? Because yes. And this is fulcrum point, yes or no? And which one is
Yes,
this
sir.
point? Which one is this point?
Effort point.
The point where load is applied.
Applied.
So this one is this portion I can call it as a, what is this? I'm highlighting it. This one is a
Effort arm.
what it is?
Effort arm.
Effort arm. And the opposite one from this point to this one. Yes, what is this?
Resistor arm.
Resistance arm.
Yes. So I told you three topics, three parts of the lever, and I hope you understand it. Those are concentrated. Okay. That's good. Okay, so just before applying load, and this one is next just after applying a load, you can see the effort force is applied. Is it visible now, all of you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this one is the point where effort is applied, and hence I can say this one is the effort arm, and this one is the resistance arm, where the resistance force is applied. You can see both are applied in opposite directions. Means effort force is downward, and hence this resistance force is upward. Okay. Then let's talk about anatomy of the lever. I already told you input force, output force, and this fulcrum point. Fulcrum point I told you input force, output force. Okay. The force exerted on the lever is called input force, and the force exerted by the lever is called as a output force. Yes, there are two forces. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
The
sir.
force exerted on the lever is called as a input force, and the force exerted by the lever is called as a output force.
Output.
Okay. I hope clear.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll talk about levers and the human body. Okay. Can you tell me one example of levers in a human body?
Elbow.
Right. Muscles. Okay, that we can say actually diagram only. This one is example of lever. No, I think it is self-explanatory. No need to explain because I talk about much more about lever now. Now we need to talk about input force, output force, and fulcrum. Yes. Interestingly, see here the direction of both forces in this case. Direction of both forces. One input force is also upward, output force also upward, and the fulcrum point. Any other muscle lever in your body? Can you tell me? Can you think about other muscle lever in your body? Yes.
Knee.
The knee ball joint.
Yes, please.
Sir, knee ball joint.
Now see, these are the types of levers. Now I told you many things about levers. These are very important. The types of levers. Now you told me this example already. Okay. Also we discussed this example. Someone told me about scissor. Okay. So this is also lever. In this one, I think. Have you seen this second application? Trolleys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Trolleys used to lift the. I'm saying with different rules to use any applications, and this one is our arm. Okay. Now see here. What is difference in these three diagrams? So there are three types of levers. Based on first type, second type, third type. You can say based on position of lever. Position of fulcrum. In the first case, you see here input force and output force. The fulcrum is between load and effort. Or you can say load means what? Input force. Effort means
Input force.
Output.
Load means input force and effort means output force. Sorry. Okay. So between input and output force, there is fulcrum. So this is first type of lever. Second one, yes, you observe and tell me now. Everything is all about fulcrum position. Where is fulcrum in second case? Array fulcrum is outside. The output force is between fulcrum point and input force. In the third case, here it is. Yes.
Between input and output force.
Actually, input is between output force and fulcrum point. There are three types of levers in which in the first case, fulcrum is between input and output force. In the second case, fulcrum is outside. It is not between input and output, but is outside. And the output force is in between fulcrum and the input force. In third case, again, yes, the difference in third case. The second case, output is between. In third case, input is between. And in the first case, fulcrum is between. Understand?
Yes, sir.
म्हणजे पहिल्या केस मध्ये काय आहे fulcrum center ला आहे दोघांच्या मध्ये इनपुट आणि आउटपुट. In the second case, output is in between. In the third case, input is in between. I hope you are getting these three types.
Yes,
Yes or no? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, I already told you what is first point of first type of lever. Okay, examples as I told you: scissor, seesaw, and pillars. Seesaw is similar to this first type. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, can you tell me any other example of first type lever? Two I just shown you. There is one is scissor and other one is seesaw. Now think about first type levers. Fulcrum is between the load and effort. In this case, effort arm. This is very important thing. The effort arm is greater than load arm. Therefore, mechanical advantage is more than one. आता seesaw मध्ये पहा जर effort arm ज्या साइडला effort arm जास्त असते काय होईल mechanical advantage will be more. Now you need to understand what is mechanical advantage. Anyone tell me what is mechanical advantage? माहिती काय?
Sir, load lifted per effort applied.
Load lifted per effort applied. Okay. Any other? Mechanical advantage काय? There are two concepts basically. One is mechanical advantage, other one is leverage. माहिती कोणाला? Yes or no?
So output force to input force.
Output force to input force. This is what? अरे काय? Yes, you are right, but what it is? There are two terms I told you: leverage and mechanical advantage. What you are talking about?
So mechanical
Mechanical advantage. Let's check. Okay. We are talking about first class lever in which this fulcrum point is between the effort and the load. And yes, this one. Okay, observe here. This diagram, what it is telling you? Just observe and tell me. What is your observation? This is the third diagram I am saying. You have to understand one concept here. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In this case, that heavy man I am saying is what?
Effort.
Okay, is effort. And the lifted one is
Load.
which is lifted by. Now, what about effort arm and the load arm, resistance arm?
Sir, effort arm is more than the resistance arm.
Effort arm is more than resistance arm. Is it right? I hope you observe this all examples. Okay? For daily life application basically. So this is a first type of lever. Okay. In second type lever, what is in between? लक्षात ठेवा. पहिल्यांदा fulcrum मध्ये. Second type मध्ये काय मध्ये? I told you. आठवा. Yes.
Load is between sir fulcrum and effort.
So load is between. Load means output force, na? Load means what? Output, na? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Load is in between. आता एक example पहा. Yes, it is already given here. Okay. And bottle opener, nut cracker. Okay. All this. These three examples are example of a what? Second type lever, in which load is in between. Load is between the applied force and the fulcrum. Third type. In third type, what is in between?
Effort is in between.
Effort is in between. Hockey stick, fishing pole, and tweezers. Yes. Okay, I think you are talking about this one only. This is third type of lever. Okay. Third one. Are you getting this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Here we are applying load in between so that we can lift the food. Yes or no?
Yes.
Or
Yes, sir.
anything you want to pick up basically. So three classes of lever. Again, the same is explained here. Okay. Now we need to talk about leverage and concept of the basically a mechanical advantage. So if we talk about this, is a simple diagram of a lever in which the P is a effort and W is a load. In this case, both are acting in the same direction. So mechanical advantage is equal to load upon effort. Yes. In order to define mechanical advantage, we require load upon effort. So load is nothing but W and effort applied is P. While leverage, in leverage, you have to think about length of the arms. So it is nothing but effort arm length upon load arm length. Effort arm length is LP, while load arm length is LW. This is what leverage is. So these are the concepts of mechanical advantage and leverage. Clear?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope design of levers will take in next lecture. Up to this it is clear. It is just all about introduction to levers. I think it is more than sufficient to get idea about levers. Okay.
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt? Any
No,
queries?
sir.